Today we have really big news about a price increase on the Princess Plus package and the Premier package. We're also going to be talking about a couple of new itineraries that Princess has just announced. They're going to go on sale next week. So you've got, of course, the longer cruises, but a lot of amazing segments that go with it. And I think this is unlike anything that we have seen from Princess before, or if Princess has done it, it's been years and years and years. So I really do think it's new. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Thursday. It is April 17th of 2025. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please click on that subscribe button, and if you appreciate my updates, please give this video a thumbs up. We talk about Princess Cruises here an awful lot, and we know a lot about Princess Cruises, so would love to have you join us. We also sail on a lot of other cruise lines, talk about them as things come up, so this is an amazing place to be with an amazing community that goes with it. So what's going on with the pricing on the Plus package and the Premier package at Princess? So until now, it has been that if you booked your Plus or your Premier package before your cruise, or you decided to wait to book it when you were on the ship, the price has always been the same. $60 a day for Plus, $90 a day for the Premier package. Well, nothing is changing with what is included in these packages. But starting on May 1st, if you book your package, once you get on board the ship, you are going to pay $5 more per day for that package. And so if you wait until you're on board the ship and you want to book that Plus package, it's going to cost you $65 a day. And if you want to book that Premier package, it's going to go to $95 a day. This is a really big deal from the standpoint that I think sometimes people wanted to wait until they got on board to see what they thought about it. Sometimes I think people want to hold on to their money because then they don't have to pay that extra charge until it settles to their credit card at the end of the cruise. And I think sometimes people wanted to get on, have dinner in a specialty dining restaurant, and decide, what the mood was going to be for the rest of the cruise and decide if they were going to do the Premier package. No more. You're not going to do that for the same price anymore. And to me, it makes a lot of sense from the standpoint of before you go on your cruise, you can pay for your cruise and then add that Plus or Premier or upgrade from the Plus to the Premier package really close to your cruise. I would say do it like 3 or 4 days before you go to make sure it flows through in the system. But you can wait that long to add it and therefore that long to pay for it. With all of the changes that they are making to the Premier package and the cost for dining and specialty dining on board, I think it is becoming more and more worth it to do that Premier package. And I can't believe I'm hearing myself say that. But as I say that, I want to say something about food I've not said before here. So I always, go on a cruise. I try to report to you on the cruise. I'm always telling you that food is so subjective. 3 dishes of food, exactly the same. One person will say it's inedible, another person will say it's fine, and another person will say it's the best food they've ever had. So it is so subjective that I truly have taken the middle road. I just say it's fine, and it is fine for the most part. I noticed when I was on the Coral Princess, there were several nights that I didn't like my dinner, didn't really eat my dinner, and I ordered what I thought I would enjoy the most off of the menu in the main dining room. But at the same time, if I went to specialty dining every evening, even if I was on a ship that only had, like the Sabatinis and the Crown Grill, I really do think I would enjoy my dinner there more every evening. Like I'm 99.9% positive that I would enjoy my dinner more there every evening because it has its own costs because it is prepared differently. It's a different experience. I think I would like that better. So in addition to some evenings in the main dining room, my food not being that great, thinking, oh, I don't know that I'm going to finish this, and I didn't. Some evenings, the food was absolutely delicious to my taste. It was excellent and thoroughly enjoyed my dinner there. So you just get a mix, quite frankly, and the people that we dined with, I think, had the same experience. The people that were there with us every evening, and we rotated tables as our group. The people that came really often, I think some evenings they thought the food was remarkable, and other evenings it was fine, or not quite as great, but altogether it was fine and absolutely wonderful. Do I have a good time? Do I have great cuisine when I eat in the main dining room every night? Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm not dissing the main dining room at all with this. I'm just saying if you want that elevated cuisine, that elevated experience, That's what specialty dining is for. That's how it all started, because sometimes people want to pay for that. So just putting this out there for you to kind of mull over in your mind what you want to do. And so I just have to decide if I want to pay for that or not. So when you're trying to decide what you're going to spend your money on, of course, pay attention to your budget. I never believe in going to debt to travel. If you have to go into debt to travel, watch YouTube videos at home. I watch YouTube videos about places I'll never be able to afford to go, and that's great. So watch your budget. But the second thing is look at what you're really going to enjoy when you're on the cruise and be honest with yourself about it. And then buy whatever it is that is going to make sure that you have the experience that you want to have when you're on your cruise. And you might want to book this before you get on the ship. So just putting that out there. The next update that goes with this is truly the verification. I can't believe they did this, honestly, but Love by Brito on the Sun Princess and soon to be Star Princess really has moved from being experiential dining that was $79 a person over to being specialty dining for $60 a person. And of course, that 18% gratuity goes with it. So if you are interested in booking Love by Brito, it's now part of your premier package. To me, that's also a huge game changer. I'm always saying that if you're sailing on the Sun or the Star, it's a no-brainer to get the premier package. When Gordon and I go on one of those ships again, and we're not with a group that we're going to enjoy eating dinner with in the main dining room, we're going to do the premier package and try all of the different things. So just wanted to put that out there for you and kind of think about what you're doing with that. Okay, now people are always asking me, here's a speculation for you. All of the things that Princess includes in their Plus and Premier package is phenomenal. Line it up against every other cruise line, and you always come out on top. I was just speaking with somebody the other day that just cruised on Celebrity, and they were flabbergasted at how much more expensive it was to have the beverage package and the Wi-Fi on board and the gratuities and everything together are so much more expensive. So Princess does an excellent job. So are they going to raise the price? I don't know. It's a really interesting question. I'm sure that their bean counters there at Princess are trying to decide what to do, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do because so much is included. That's just me. Let me know in the comments what you think about that, would you? I love to discuss things like that and hear what you all think. Okay, so today Princess has announced 2 huge new itineraries and what goes along with it, all the little segments. And so I'm going to tell you about them both, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently than I have in the past. First, let me tell you this. They had the 2 amazing cruises that they're doing is a world cruise that is Grand Circle the Pacific for 2027. This is really big news, but even bigger news than that, and I have never seen this from Princess before. So if you have sailed on Princess and seen this before, let me know. But they have got a Grand Mediterranean Odyssey for late 2026 that you can sail round trip from Fort Lauderdale 50 days and see the amazing Mediterranean world. So much. I am so tempted. We get off of the ship on our transatlantic that ends up in New York on, I think it's the 3rd of October, and this leaves October 6th, and so I'm wondering if I can get home and do my laundry, or if not, just fly down and get on the ship and head off on this amazing voyage. Really, really very excited. So let's start with the Grand Circle the Pacific first. The really cool thing about this Grand Circle Pacific cruise that Princess is doing early 2027 is that you can either do a round trip from Los Angeles, this is huge, or you can do it leaving from Fort Lauderdale and ending in Los Angeles. So if you live closer to that East Coast, get on in Fort Lauderdale, and then at the very end of the cruise, you can get off in Los Angeles and fly home. And so let me tell you just the highlights of it and what you get if you book this early, because it is tremendous. So first of all, I'm having Gordon put up the graphic, but you go truly all over the entire Pacific. You end up in the Far East, you end up in Japan, you end up down in Australia, you know, Great Barrier Reef, you can go snorkeling, you go to New Zealand, you end up over, like I said, the Far East, you end up in Singapore, and all of those places there, and then you come back down through Anchorage, and then that's going to be how you're going to get back to Los Angeles at the end of your cruise. So it's phenomenal. Let me tell you what day it leaves. So it sails from Fort Lauderdale on January 6th. And then if you're wanting to pick up the ship in Los Angeles and do your round trip from Los Angeles, that sails on January 21st of 2027. And it's really cool because they have got, let me tell you how many different segments they've got. So you can look at the whole itinerary. If you've got that time and that budget to do that, you can do that. But if not, there are all these glorious segments. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different segments. Really, really cool. And so just want to put that out there. If you're interested in something like that, of course you can ask me. I'm delighted to help you with that. I'd be delighted to help you with this. And so if you book early though, there are really amazing things that you get. So first of all, like I said, with all those segments, there are some that are like, they range basically in 4 days up to the whole voyage is 129 days. So lots of different options there. But if you book a segment that is 110, 114, or the full cruise at 129 days, and you book by October 31st of this year, 2025, here's what you get. You get the premier package included. And I should add that this is on the Coral Princess. So for the whole time that you sail, you can eat specialty dining as much as you want and get all of the photos. Imagine what kind of photos you are going to get all over the world. Every time you get off the ship in a port, you get your picture taken. You know, they've always got a photographer out there doing an excellent job. So imagine the book you would put together with all of those photos from your world cruise, as well as lots more. They do a great job of going out and being up on the deck during sailaways, as well as setting up in the evenings. It's a good thing for photos. You can tell I like photos, but anyway, you get that premier package, all that specialty dining, all your drinks, all your Wi-Fi, 4 devices of Wi-Fi, by the way, included. So if you want to do it, definitely think of booking it by October 31st. You also get free airfare. So the way they do it is you book your fare through your airfare through Princess Easy Air, and if you book a mini suite or a suite, you get first class, and if you book a balcony, you get economy air. If you book anything lower than a balcony, you don't get free air included. You get the free transfers, so that's kind of fun. You know, at the beginning and end of your cruise, they'll get you from the airport to the ship and from the ship back to the airport, up to $3,000 of onboard credit for the first 2 guests in the cabin. If you're going to book in a balcony above, you get $1,500 a person. If you're going to book like that, Inside or Ocean View, you get $1,000 a person. And then I also, I don't know if these are stackable. I need to find out about it. But also with the Captain Circle savings, if you book by October 31st and you have sailed with Princess before, you get $3,000 per stateroom for the first 2 guests, and that same amount of $1,500 for a balcony and above, or $1,000 a person for that interior or ocean view. So I'll try to find out if those are stackable, because they're 2 separate offers. So this is exciting. So on April 23rd is when they're going to go for sale for elite guests, and then everyone else on April 30th. So if anybody is at all interested, let me know, and I will grab some group space, because that holds a really good price. All right, so I can do that. So, and I would go if Gordon was retired. Boy, am I tempted to just book it and see if he retires by then, because wouldn't that be a glorious cruise? This is really, truly the trip of a lifetime, and the way they have lined up the itinerary, it truly goes to all the places. If you sat down and booked a dream trip to everywhere in the Pacific, in that whole region, ranging from truly everything in Australia, everything in New Zealand, everything in the Far East, everything in Japan, and over to Alaska and down, you would list every place that's listed here. They have not missed anywhere. So excellent. Let me tell you, oh, and by the way, 35,000 nautical miles, 35,400. So you're going to be going a long, long ways. By the like 3 continents, like how great is this? Anyway, I'm really excited, you can tell. So the one that has stolen my heart, though, is this Grand Mediterranean voyage. They're calling it the Grand Mediterranean Odyssey, and it sails October 6, 2026. It's going to be on the beautiful island Princess, and who was just, by the way, just came out of dry dock not that long ago, so she's all fresh. The Coral Princess is beautiful, like I told you when we were just on our Panama Canal cruise that will be for the Pacific, the World Cruise, the Circle of the Pacific. So here's everything we need to think of. Does anybody else want to get off? Or maybe you're not even coming with us on that transatlantic, but does anybody want to go round trip from Fort Lauderdale? You go to Morocco, so you hit Africa, you see everything as far east as Turkey, you go up to Barcelona, you go to Mallorca, just all the places. And so let me know if you want to go. I am really tempted. Wouldn't it be fun to do a group on this? If anybody's interested, send me an email. Just letsgotraveltips@gmail.com, or then I'll figure out if I'm going to go by myself. But really, really an excellent itinerary. When we were talking about Princess getting a new CEO, our Hetty, who has sailed so much with Holland America on these remarkable itineraries that Holland America does to visit all of these places in the world, her guess was, when we were like, what are we going to see from this new CEO? And she says, maybe the itineraries. And this makes me wonder if he has had a hand or an influence on this at all, because I don't recall seeing anything quite this magnificent. So like I said, you're going to be sailing round trip from Fort Lauderdale, but you are really going to all the places. And so Gordon's putting up the little graphic that Princess does for it. And by the way, those are available to all travel agents, so I don't have an inside thing there. But during the course of this cruise, we're going to go to 13 different countries, and they're going to have 4 late nights ashore. I should have told you that about the Pacific one. There are some there as well, but the 4 late nights that are going to be on the Mediterranean are Barcelona, Gran Canaria, Las Palmas, Mykonos, and Santorini. Oh my goodness gracious. And we're going late enough in the season that they're not going to be knocking Santorini or Mykonos off the itinerary for overcrowding. Okay? The only thing I think that we have to worry about with Santorini would be earthquakes, and I'm hoping that's settled down now. Usually I would have gone through the whole itinerary with you, but you can look it up. There are only a couple of places in all of this that I haven't been to, and so if you end up wanting to go on this cruise, one of the perks of booking it with me is I'll help you know what to do in all of the places, because it's that grand, and I've been to them often enough to know, but I am so excited. And so what do you get? If you book by October 31st of 2025, they are offering extra onboard credit, up to $1,000 per person of extra onboard credit. And as we're finding with our Antarctica cruise that we're doing in January, those magnificent amounts of onboard credit come in really handy, because they cover, you can apply them to excursions. You know, I think historically people thought, well, maybe I'll use it on the package. No. And number one, you're going to pay more for that now. It'll be $65 starting on May 1st, and $95, but may as well use it on excursions. When you go to see the world, you need to get off the ship and go see the world. And if you have been somewhere before, that doesn't matter. Go back again if you have the chance and you're there. Get off, immerse yourself in the place, and enjoy it. And you know what? Places change. And it is really amazing to get to see how places change over time. And it's not always bad. I think often in our mind we think, well, we were there and now they've changed it, so it's not so good anymore. But that's not always the case. And the people in these places are always remarkable. And it's such a joy to get to go visit with them. So you can tell I am so excited about this. I want to hear about it from you in the comments. Let me know if you're at all interested, because what a trip. What a wonderful cruise of a lifetime. So I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.